Okay, I would like to say thank you for Peace Without Limits and EPRC for extending the opportunity to myself, Ms. Gina Nelson, and Nancy Alheri, my colleague, for presenting today. And a very warm welcome to everyone who's attending. We hope to engage you in dialogue about the impact of epidemics on the educational system today. So first, we would like to begin with just giving a little background knowledge about our work that we've been doing in the UAE. We've both been working with public schools here, over 110 public schools within Abu Dhabi City and also outside of Abu Dhabi City. So we're going to give you context from the UAE, but also global, and how the COVID-19 pandemic has affected educational systems. So we want to just give you a little bit of context because it's very important to look back at the UN's Sustainable Development Goal. And if you look at goal number 4, it's extremely important because it talks about ensuring that all students have an inclusive and equitable quality education. And so in turn, they can participate fully in society. So if you look at that last part of the goal, it's extremely important. Being able to promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. That means every single student. And we know without a doubt that COVID-19 has affected disproportionately our disadvantaged students, whether they have learning challenges at home and or in school, and also those who may not have the foundations at home to support learning. So just to give everyone some data so that you are aware of how COVID has impacted schools worldwide. Up to September of 2021, we still have over 27% of schools who are still partially closed and continue to be closed up through December. And then if you look at the figures on the right, you'll see how many students cannot be reached by internet. Either they don't have access, there's no infrastructure in the country that supports that, very limited access. And if we look at the right side, we'll see that disproportionately, again, it's affecting those countries that don't have internet connectivity, who may not have the resources to support students worldwide. Nancy, the next slide, please. And just to give you further context, this is the research that's been recently published by the UN, showing that COVID-19 alone has wiped out 20 years of educational gains. And this number is extremely important, especially if we look at the numbers that relate to literacy. And just to give everyone just some context around literacy and the work that we've been doing here in the UAE in terms of curriculum and assessment development, we know that literacy not only means financial literacy, mathematical literacy, students being able to engage in text, students being able to problem solve, do the critical thinking, but the end result is what we all should be looking at, which is to make sure that each student has the opportunity to fully participate in society. So if you look at those numbers right on the screen, right on the left of you, you'll see over 101 million students fell below what's considered the minimum reading proficiency level in 2020 alone. And that's just by the effects of COVID. Then if you look on the right, we see that the school completion rates, although there's some progress since 2015 when the UN member states gathered together to look at all the factors that they would focus on, and primarily looking at goal number 4, we see that the completion rates have increased slightly. However, COVID stands to actually reverse the effects of those minimal gains we've gained in the last 9 years, and now up through 2022.